Hi everybody, my name is Matthew Gaddy and I am a true productivity coach, which means I teach stressed out business professionals how to manage their action, their attention, and their energy to get the right things done. It is How To Friday, and today's How To Friday is how to get 1% better every day. 1% better every day is just a theme, a motto about continuous self-improvement. You always want to go to bed better than you did, the better than when you woke up that morning. And if you're actually to carry this out through each day, and if you go a whole 365 days of getting just 1% better every day, you will end up 37 times better at the end of the year than you were at the beginning. And 1% better really isn't that hard to do, but how do you get 1% better every day? How do you take advantage of these effects of compounding? That's what we're going to talk about today. First thing you have to do is recognize your shortcomings and be honest with yourself about them. We're not perfect, you're not perfect, I'm not perfect. And in knowing that we're not perfect and accepting that and taking ownership of that thing, we create the space and we can create the intention of us getting better in that area. If I think I'm perfect at something and I think that I don't have a problem, I'm not going to be intentional about trying to get better. So the first thing you want to do is find out, all right, for my 1%, where do I want to get better? Where in my area am I currently lacking? Where am I currently deficient? And what steps can I take to get better at it? What you want to figure out is, where am I now, current state, and what's the ideal goal? What do I want to be in that particular area? Next step, I kind of alluded to it, is figure out what steps do you need to take to get better at something. So if you are deficient in writing, in order to get better at writing, one of the things you probably need to do is read better books that are in the vein of the style that you want to write in. Two, you just need to write more. And those are just the two we're going to run with for right now. So read more books in the genre we're going to write in and write more, and begin to identify, what books do I need to do? What type of stylings do I have to get? What type of notebook do I want to write in? What type of time allotment do I need to have for my writings? What am I going to be writing? Things like that. You want to get your system in place before you start. Now, sometimes it's best for you to start and figure out the system later, but sometimes you want to get your system together and then start. You kind of want to do both at the same time. Start with what you're doing, but don't wait for perfectionism. Get started on writing, even if you're having to write on the back of a napkin. Just start writing something, and then after you start doing that, you can begin to adapt your system, adapt how you're doing it to make it better and make it serve you better. So you want to set up the system of how you want to get better, and yeah, that's it. Once you find out that area that you're deficient in. The two big things, like, you need to make sure you have a system, you need to make sure you're working your system, you have to know where you're deficient, and also have an idea of what you want your 37 times better to look like. And that often will be what pulls the greatness out of you when you really don't want to do things. When you're thinking about, where do I want to be at the end of the year, and you're holding that vision in your head and you are completely identifying with it and you are emotionally involved in that idea, you'll begin to act according to it because you know what the end goal is. A lot of times I feel like we just start doing things for the sake of doing them, but we have no goal. We're just on the treadmill, just walking. We don't know why we're walking. We don't know where we're going. We're just on the treadmill walking. When you have an idea and having a picture of what you want to be, that picture will literally inspire you on those days where you feel deficient and feel like you don't want to do things. Those are some tips that you guys can use to help get better every day, that constant improvement. And this will help in your productivity as well. The better you're able to perform your tasks, the quicker you can do them. So don't just think this is just a strictly personal development thing. If you can learn a system that says, hey, I can do mental math now rather than having to pull out a calculator, and mental math is a whole lot faster, that will help you in your productivity. So the tips that we gave today are: figure out where you're deficient, figure out your system and work it, and also have a picture of where you want to go. And I promise you, if you do those things every single day, who ends the year will be nothing close to who began the year. You'll be so much better, you'll see so much growth in your life, and you'll be so much more fulfilled because you were able to stick to your plan, you were to improve yourself and become you version 2 or you version 3 or whoever that person is. And just that thought, it just brings warmth to me, because it's like, I've seen this in my own life. I've seen how I've changed, and it's very possible, and it's not really that hard. 1% better is like, if you do something 100 times, do it 101, and then you just continue to do it 10% better each time. 1% better each time. It's nothing crazy, but it's manageable enough to make a difference, and you won't be stressed out by it. But over a long period of time, at 365 days, it'll have a tremendous result.